Terra 2 Saitama vs Son Goku. The battle between power with no limits in sight versus power limits can't describe. The battle between the hairless man and the man who transcended all types of hair. Terra 2 Saitama vs Son Goku. Terra 2 Saitama, a fan-made version of One Punch Man that not only adds storyline but increases Saitama's strength infinitely. The fight between Saitama and God, the battle between the creator and the creation, the battle between the human who broke free of his limiter and the God that placed it on him. God being an entity that has surpassed concepts like space and time, placing a limit on every being in the universe, with everyone eventually reaching this limit and being unable to grow further. But there's one human who broke free of these limits. Saitama, beginning the story with the manga revealing that the multiverse is made up of countless dimensions, connecting each dimension as a black hole, with these black holes being inaccessible to any biological lower dimensional form, but there seems to be a certain array of beings that are passing throughout dimensions. These beings possessing the ability to travel through these black holes, traveling throughout dimensions at will, being found out to be higher dimensional beings, or more known as gods. But with all this power, these gods' minds have become corrupt, destroying everything in sight, erasing reality by reality, with one of the survivors from these gods' attacks warning Saitama and the heroes that one of these gods has set course for this galaxy. But what this girl simply doesn't realize is that this galaxy is protected by the One Punch Man, with this god traveling through multiple black holes, reaching Saitama's galaxy, and as Saitama and the heroes reach the location God landed, they've stepped into God's domain. There's no return. Both Gaara and Genos jumping into the fight against God, with Gaara using all his martial arts techniques and Genos using Incineration Cannon at its maximum power. Each of these attacks seeming to land head on with God, but it does absolutely nothing. God responding by launching an attack at Genos, but Saitama interferes, taking the full force of the hit, being sent flying away. And as Saitama lands into a mountain, God waves his hand once, peeling off the entire surface of Earth. However, as Saitama's laying in the rubble, he remembers something that enrages him to the point no one in this dimension is safe. He forgot to save his game progress. He lost his level 80 characters, with Saitama being completely enraged, attacking God head on, punching him into the air, and as Saitama's going for another punch, this god seems to be charging a cosmic beam. As everyone in the battle struggles and rushes to get out of line of this attack, Saitama doesn't move, continuing on flying towards God, taking the full force of this energy ray, but it doesn't affect him at all, slamming God into the ground with a single punch. But as Saitama thinks he's the victor, God gets straight back up, slamming his hand into the surface, sending Saitama to the core of the earth, and the force that Saitama took was enough to vaporize a quarter of the earth. This god, now revealing that the destruction of a lower dimensional being is actually quite simple, using something called judgment, disintegrating all matter into one dimension, erasing all third dimensional beings, with Gaara and the survivor using their last moments to strike God, taking an opportunity to use the dimensional stone, but God absorbs it, stating that things like space and time are still under his domain. Not even a black hole could kill a god. This scaling to 5th dimensional power, as time manipulation over 3rd and 4th dimensions require access to manipulation over 5th dimensional spaces, putting God's current scale at low complex multiversal. Now that everyone's gone, it's only Saitama and God, yet the destruction of all 3rd dimensional matter didn't affect Saitama. He seems to have transcended the laws of lower dimensional beings, entering the array of higher dimensions. Saitama launching at God, punching him hit after hit, but God just gets straight back up, drawing every mineral from the universe, increasing his strength by unimaginable levels. God using something called the Precision Discerning ability, realizing that Saitama isn't any ordinary opponent, telling Saitama it's time they fight seriously. Both of them have barely scratched their full power yet. God and Saitama both launching at each other, their fists colliding, launching a shockwave with enough power throughout the multiverse that it begins to destroy reality itself. God deciding that it's time to finish what has been started, creating a 4th dimensional space-time array, with everything inside this dimension being infinitely reverted into nothing. But before the effect took its full toll on Saitama, he's ready to run as fast as possible, even if it breaks the laws of physics, instantly passing the speed of light, running faster and faster until he reaches immeasurable speed, destroying the 4th dimensional space. The battle is almost over. God has run out of tricks. He's got to revert back to the same method as Saitama. No silly games, just straight power. Saitama and God using their full power, launching at each other, colliding attacks, but before we get to the result of this final attack, we have to understand that in this fan manga, this god is simply nothing compared to a being renowned as the Supreme God, something we know to be above 11D at least, scaling past low universal with ease. Now back to the fight. As Saitama and God's attacks collide, the force of the attack is enough to threaten the existence of all the multiverse. The Supreme God stepping into the fight and destroying this higher dimensional structure in hopes of killing Saitama, but it seems that Saitama is still standing. God has been defeated. Saitama won the fight. Overall, Saitama scaling to high complex multiversal and possibly even low universal, the feats being that he survived the destruction of a high dimensional multiverse, killed a 5th to 6th dimensional being with ease, and destroyed a 4th dimensional reverse time array by running. Saitama's speeds being scaled to immeasurable, well, he ran at immeasurable speed to counteract and destroy a 4th dimensional space. But how does this Terra 2 Saitama compare to the strongest Saiyan, Son Goku, an earthly Saiyan whose sole goal was to dominate all beings throughout the cosmos, while Goku's strength has increased dramatically over time, surpassing characters like Frieza, who had enough power to blow up Namek, which was seen from a galactic range. The embodiment of perfection, Cell, has been stated multiple times to have infinite to bottomless strength. The personification of evil itself, Majin Buu, has the power to collapse the universe with alternate dimensions and even threaten the Grand Kai world, a planet the size of a universe full of mass. Destroying this can be found to octillions of times universal. The Grim Reaper of Justice, Gotenks, can scream in and out of directions and warp reality simply by existing. Son Goku is now entering the domain of the gods and beyond them. While Goku is still training on Earth, a higher power beyond anything we can ever imagine has awakened after 39 years. Beerus, the god of destruction, traveling the universe and destroying everything in his path, stopped by a memory 39 years prior. The Oracle Fish told Beerus that there would be a being on Earth, a human, a Super Saiyan, who would become his rival, encased in divine energy. After discovering the existence of the strongest Saiyan, Beerus sets out to challenge Son Goku, his rival. With Goku finding out that Beerus is on his way, Goku only gets more vamp for the fight, being able to test his limits. Now that Goku and the Destroyer are face to face, Goku challenges Beerus, using Super Saiyan 3, the form that is able to shake the entire afterlife by transforming alone. Beerus accepting this challenge, and what happens next is completely unexpected, as Beerus defeats Super Saiyan 3 Goku, defeating Goku in not 3, not even 2, but one single blow, with Goku stating that even a Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta wouldn't stand a chance, coming to the conclusion that the only way to win is to find this Super Saiyan God, which is rumored around the universe. So the Z fighters turn to the all-knowing Shenron. Shenron tells Goku how the Super Saiyan God was once upon a time, and that in order for him to regain his power, a merging had to take place with 5 pure-hearted Saiyans, devoting their light into a 6th. So they infused their power into the universe's hope, and from this light, the Super Saiyan God was born once again. The mortal has once again entered a new realm. Beerus and Goku can engage in their battle of the strongest, the battle between gods. The shockwaves from their clashes alone were tearing apart the fabric of Universe 7. Not just the living universe, but the entirety of Universe 7. It was stated by old Kai who lives in the Kaioshin realm that exists outside of reality itself, that if their fight continued on and any more clashes had hit, everything would be destroyed. Beerus planning to destroy everything with this fight, but Goku has something different in mind. Goku finds a means to stop the conflict's deadly force and prevents the destruction of the entire Universe 7. Eventually during the battle, Goku loses his god form, but he hasn't lost his strength. It's been infused into him. After the battle, Beerus tells Goku that there are more gods of destruction within other universes, which makes him desire to test his Saiyan strength throughout the multiverse even more. After completing his training with Beerus the Destroyer, Goku develops a new transformation that he displays against Golden Frieza, summoning the might of a Super Saiyan. The combination of a god's flaming red ore and a Super Saiyan 3's limitless energy creates a new color, Super Saiyan Blue. During Goku's fight against Universe 6's assassin, a new ability is revealed, allowing Goku's every ability and trait which he uses in a fight to be multiplied by itself, Kaioken times 10. Goku gains even more power and is able to use Kaioken times 20, multiplying his strength against multiple characters throughout multiple universes. but this strength is beginning to attract unexpected attention throughout reality. The most formidable creatures throughout the universe, the Omni Kings, drawn towards Goku because of his strength. With a simple hand gesture, they have the ability to wipe out any universe they choose, with Goku persuading them to allow him to compete in the Tournament of Power. The Tournament of Power, where 12 universes gather 10 fighters to defend their universe in order to survive. The universes that are eliminated will be erased instantly without a second thought, but the one everyone expects to win, a fighter from the 11th generation named Jiren the Great, a mortal who defeated his own god of destruction, also apparently defeating all of the gods in his universe, and Jiren's simple act of releasing his power into the infinite void validates the rumors. His strength is too powerful for a mortal. The Supreme Kai claims they've never seen anything like this, especially throughout all of the 12 universes. Goku testing his limits of power against Jiren, beginning the fight with Super Saiyan God, but there's no effect, Jiren blocking each punch with a single finger. Take note that these aren't the same punches from the Battle of Gods arc, they're millions of times stronger, simply because Goku is able to take the power from the Battle of Gods arc, multiply it by thousands of times, and put it all into his base form alone. With on top of Super Saiyan God, it's a force seemingly unstoppable, but Jiren still doesn't even flinch, only beginning to move when Goku hits Super Saiyan Blue. But even that's not close, with Jiren still holding back, as Kaioken times 20 isn't even enough to make him serious. Using all of Goku's strength, he takes every fighter's power from Universe 7 and forms it into a Spirit Bomb. But even with all this power in one attack, Jiren sends it back with a mere glare. Goku's trump card was defeated with ease. Goku falling into his own attack, but he simply won't let himself die, emerging from the Spirit Bomb, a form even the gods cannot reach. Ultra Instinct. With just Goku being in this form, all of infinite reality is shaking. The technique known as Ultra Instinct was hinted towards too during Goku and Vegeta's training, when it was said that they both take too long to do things as they think their moves through, ultimately capping their potentials massively, and that their bodies should move and react automatically. Thus, when perfecting this would mean that they can avoid any danger, no matter how serious or powerful. Goku now reaching new heights unseen before, as using Ultra Instinct basically covering the infinite gap in a finite amount of time. As the tournament goes on, Goku fights a fusion between the Universe 6 fighters and is able to activate Ultra Instinct once more. Even though Goku is still getting the hang of Ultra Instinct, he still gives us a crazy performance. The finisher was dope. It's finally time for Goku to use Ultra Instinct for the last time in this tournament in his fight against Jiren the Great. Goku's strength is progressing so fast that all of his attributes go beyond the visual eye. Closing his eyes and only using instinct, feeling that Goku's strength has grown out of hand, Jiren decides to unleash his most powerful attack, declaring that the fight will be finished. But it's just getting started. Goku unlocks something even more powerful, leaving the gods beyond shock. Using only a flick, Goku sends Jiren's attack flying away and hitting him before he could tell what happened. Goku has finally done it, not only reaching a form the gods cannot, but surpassing the gods' realm itself. Mastered Ultra Instinct. Goku growing so powerful that Jiren's attacks have no effect at all. But Goku isn't the only one who breaks throughout his limits. Jiren breaking through his own limits, reaching super full power. Ultimately, there's only one thing separating these two. It's the fact that Goku is fighting for a community and Jiren is fighting for only himself. With Goku continuing the fight and ending triumphantly as Ultra Instinct leaves his body, coming to the conclusion that in only 45 minutes, Goku reached beyond the realm of the gods, surpassing their forms as well. Growing an incredible amount since his battle against Beerus, with Goku possessing the strength to destroy the entirety of Universe 7 in only his form Super Saiyan God. Ultimately, Goku's strength scaling to high complex multiversal and speeds being scaled to immeasurable. But with both of these characters being so powerful and their strengths actually coming out quite close, who actually wins in a fight? Bald man versus multicolored hair man. With Goku also generally having speeds that is sometimes argued towards immeasurable, speed is completely counted out. Both Terra 2 Saitama and Son Goku having the ability to even play as an universal character, it's down to what would actually happen in the fight. Both of these characters becoming higher dimensional beings, but during the fight, Terra 2 Saitama's strength would simply overwhelm Goku. As Saitama didn't become serious once during the fight against God, it's safe to assume he's countless times stronger to the point that he's even compared to the Supreme Being, a being with strength beyond the 11th dimension. The canon version of Goku just can't match up to this limitless fan version of Saitama, but to all you Goku lovers, every other Goku version slams Terra 2 Saitama. Terra 3 though, that's a different story.